Which historic moment was most newsworthy and impactful worldwide? Nelson Mandela's release from prison.
I feel like that's a big deal.
Yeah. Barack Obama's election.
Worldwide, that was a big one.
That was massive.
That was huge.
The Rodney King verdict and LA riots.
So I wasn't 100% sure what was going on because were we in college?
That was 1992, so
Not
still
quite.
high school.
Yeah, and we didn't have TikTok and the internet to explain stuff to us like we do now. Being in Aiken, South Carolina, I wasn't 100% sure what was happening, but remember they talked about it on Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
I knew it was a big deal because of Rodney King, and we have known his name forever.
Yeah.
It's part of our lexicon.
Yeah, he was the first George Floyd.
Yes.
That we caught on tape.
That we caught on tape. That's right. He was the beginning of Caught on Tape. So I'm going to put him up here as a yes. All right, what's next?
The debut of Oprah Winfrey's nationally syndicated talk show in 1986.
The debut, I'm not sure if that is a moment because we didn't know what was going to happen after that.
The Million Man March in 1995.
That's a big deal.
I was there.
You just had to throw that in there.
Of course I did.
Part of history.
My story.
My story.
The appointment of Colin Powell as the first black U.S. Secretary of State in 2001. The launch of BET as the first black-owned cable network in 1980. The election of Nelson Mandela as South Africa's first black president in 1994. Those are all massive.
I'm going to go with, as far as the longest reaching impact, what you said about Rodney King being caught on tape.
Yeah.
And that is how a lot of justice, not much sometimes, because sometimes the video doesn't matter. It's like, so what happened before that? So sometimes the video doesn't matter, but that's how a lot of black people get justice is because it's recorded.
And people see the outrage.
I think global impact of how much a moment being recorded matters, I would say Rodney King, hands down.
That had the Emmett Till kind of effect.
Sort of, because he was still alive to tell it.
Yeah.
He was still here to say it, and we saw him on the news with his eye busted up. And
I remember watching that unfold. It was such a gripping thing to see when people stepped back and started talking about it. And you hear people saying, how is it possible that they said this man was going 100 miles an hour in a Hyundai?
in a Hyundai.
At that point,
See, but people today don't necessarily understand.
right. Because back then,
Hyundai.
if you got it over 80 miles an hour, it would start shaking.
No, if you got it over 55, that's a different show. That's the era of the Hyundai, the Yugo, the
Kudos to Hyundai.